enjoy reading your comments. How you guys doing over here at Facebook? I'm getting YouTube started up. Let me share a few times. Let me share. Let me share. What's going on with you guys out there? I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good. Let me see if the stream is up on YouTube. Okay, we up on YouTube. Share to the group. Share a couple more times. I hope everybody's having a wonderful day. We're going to be talking about some things. What's going over there in the YouTube streets? I'm getting shared up trying to get
range and I don't care.
Over here.
As long as my rent is paid and 10% is saved, nigga, I'm right there.
Let me get it shared over here in the soapbox.
I have some tunes on those beginning parts I did.
Then I'll be ready to go. Your boy Hell back in the news. Share it up. Share it up.
I'm climbing up the steps. I'm almost there and I can't come down. I'm not a millionaire, but I got some paper in the bank right now. I work the overtime. If I want it, then it's mine. Yeah, I bought it, so it's mine.
Want me to turn up?
One more time. I said I'm climbing up the steps.
I don't think I should get
and I can't come down. I'm not a millionaire, but I got some paper in the bank right now. I work the overtime. If I want it, then it's mine.
All right, you guys, we're going to go ahead and get started. I don't know how good you can hear the audio to that song over here on Facebook, but on YouTube, I think you can hear the audio pretty good because I could connect the audio to my computer. Yes, indeed, to my computer, and that is Name Brand. The song is called Feeling Good. You spell Name Brand N-M-B-R-N-D. I have the fortune of having one of my favorite rappers as being my friend. So, yeah, I think you guys should go check him out when you get a chance again. That's Name Brand. Name Brand, and it's real quality, real good music, something you wouldn't mind listening to. It's real soulful. It's rare that you get soulful music in hip-hop nowadays, and it's real soulful. He's a really talented guy. In fact, I try to use his music on a lot of stuff that I do just because I relate to it so much. So what it is, what it do, how's everybody doing out there? Again, this is Soapbox Heroes. My name is Tyrone Irvin. I would say the one and only, but there's three of us in my family alone. So I can't say the one and only, but I am the one of three, number two, Tyrone Irvin. And I guess that makes me a junior. So yeah, I'm checking my feeds, making sure that we live everywhere. Look like I got a little bit of a lag over there on Facebook. What's up with the drag? I'm about to check it out. Okay, yeah, check it out. Check it out, Judas. Hey, Betty Boo, you got your glasses already? You got your glasses with some wine in it? Cool, you guys. And again, right now, today, we are a one-man band. And so I'm sharing on, trying to share on a few platforms before we get started. I got a couple good stories for you guys today. We're going to talk about income inequality. I know that's not the sexiest topic, but I'm gonna put a nice outfit on it. You might like how it look. We're gonna talk about the police putting a bag over a 12-year-old boy's head. A bag, a real bag. So we're gonna get into that. We're gonna talk about that, and we're gonna get into a few things. We're gonna talk about Nancy Pelosi. She's blasting Facebook. What's she blasting Facebook over? She don't like the way she was represented. So we're going to talk about that. And first, we're going to talk about your boy, Kels. Kels, just as I was about to come on, I seen it come across the media that your boy, R to the Kelly, and not the R. Kelly that comes on Soapbox Heroes R. Kelly. We're talking about the other R. Kelly. Let me share this screen up for you one time. We're going to talk about Kels. He back in the news. Kels is back in the news. Let me get this popping over here. Okay, we got Kels in the news over here. I see it. I see it. I see it. You get Kels in the news over here on YouTube. Get Kels on your screen. What is Kels doing now? I haven't even got a chance to read the story. It just popped up. I said, here we go. He get caught feeling on somebody's booty, booty, booga hooga hootie, boo. R. Kelly, what's going on? Let's see what's going on with Kels. R. Kelly facing 11 new counts of sexual assault, of sex assault and sexual abuse related charges. Ooh-wee. This came out about 20 minutes ago, May 30th, on Yahoo News. They got some pictures of Mr. Kels right there. What they talking about? What R. Kelly done did now? Or what they talking about he done did now? We scroll down and start reading this. Let's examine together. Let's examine together. R. Kelly is facing new charges related to sexual assault and other sexual abuse crimes, charges that are far more serious than anything else he has faced. All right. In the very first sentence, they started off with saying this is far more serious than anything else he's ever faced. All right, so let's dig into it a little bit. According to the Chicago Tribune, Kelly was charged Thursday with 11 new felonies, with some of the charges carrying a potential sentence of up to 30 years in prison. Ooh. So they said 11 new felonies, new as in the opposite of old, as in new charges. And they carry a potential of up to 30 years. Okay, let me get back to it. The additional charges against Kelly with 4 counts of aggravated criminal sexual assault, 2 counts of criminal sexual assault by force, 2 counts of aggressive criminal sexual behavior with sexual abuse, and 3 counts of aggravated criminal sexual abuse against a victim between the ages 13 and 16. Ooh-wee. 13 and 16? Let's see what we got over here. R. Kelly, I know we're not talking about you, R. Kelly, the R. Kelly that joins us on the show. Don't get it twisted. We're not talking about that R. Kelly. We're not talking about the soapbox hero R. Kelly. All right, don't get it twisted. And so, yeah, they saying new charges, aggravated criminal sexual abuse against a victim between the ages 13 and 16. Ooh-wee. Ooh-wee. Sounding worse than it did yesterday. Kelly's attorney, Steve Greenberg, told the paper, We'll see what the charges are and we'll proceed accordingly. I know this is much. It's old. They're allegations from years ago. All right, there go the rub. There goes the rub. You know it's going to be a little something extra in it. R. Kelly's lawyer says, ha ha, hold your horses. This is from years ago. Well, he haven't seen the charges yet, but he's pretty much saying that he's pretty sure that these are from years ago. Here, let me read that again because I don't want to paraphrase and I don't want to put words in the mouth. Kelly's attorney, Steve Greenberg, told the paper, we'll see what the charges are and we will proceed accordingly. I know this much. It's old. They're allegations from years ago. So R. Kelly's lawyer is saying this is, oh, he ain't been feeling on nobody's booty lately. You did? Oh, Columbizo, what's good with you, player? Hey, man, I got to get out to Dallas and come see you, man. Remember last time we had a good time. Let me get back to it. Gerald Griggs, an attorney who represents the family of one of R. Kelly's alleged victims, tells The Blast, this further cements the fact that the victims have been true to their stories and law enforcement is finally listening. All right. And that comes from Gerald Griggs. That's the attorney of one of the alleged victims. The singer is scheduled to appear in court on the new case June 6th. So what? That's next week. So next week, we're going to see R. Kelly back on the news once again. Once again. So what you guys think about that? They got R. Kelly going back to back to back. Back to back. Back to back. Once again. What's going over here in the YouTube streets? Hey, Betty Boos. So sick. Why don't he like grown ladies? I don't know. Well, right now, these charges are alleged. They're alleged. So I can't say nothing. Coming from Soapbox Heroes, coming from me, this part of Soapbox Heroes, it's alleged. So I can't say whether he done it. I can't say whether he didn't done it. But I know what I think. I don't think he always liked grown women. But that's just me. So let me proceed and continue. Y'all remember that song, I Shall Proceed and Continue, when they was having that old challenge? That should have been one of the things I said. That song, I shall proceed and continue. So let me proceed and continue. I'm gonna get over here to the next story. Get over here to the next story. And you guys let me know what you guys think about R. Kelly. You think these charges are gonna stick? You think they're true? What's your thoughts? What's on your mind? I know you're not blind. I'll be waiting on you, family. Keep doing your thing. I see you. I see you too, Columbizo. I see you. Hey, man. And you got to come down here, man. You got to come down there to the H. I know you like it in Dallas. But come to my palace. I can show you some things. You dig? Come down one time for your mind, Columbizo. Come on. Jew just got here. What's up, Jew? What's up, Death of the Cloud Chaser TV? Hey, you guys go subscribe. Crazy. I know it is crazy. Hey, they on R. Kelly's noggin. They on R. Kelly's helmet. Tough. Hey, Facebook, look, I hate to do it to you guys, but look, it's like a bad relationship. We got to come to an end because you guys are slowing me down. Y'all got my feed looking bad over here. So, hey, if you are watching on Facebook, go over, Columbo, Come over to Columbe, tripping. Come to the YouTube channel, Columbe, the Soapbox Heroes channel. Log in or stay logged out. But come check it out over there. We're going to move over there because my feed slow down. I got to get the Facebook monkey up off of my back. Up off of my back. Let me see if we got anybody else even over here watching everybody on Facebook at lunch break. It say Rovon Brooks, 17 others are watching you. I don't know if that's true. I think it's one person. But if you other people are watching, it's a wonderful time to go over to the YouTube channel. Hit the subscribe button at Soapbox Heroes, the Soapbox Heroes channel, and come join back in because I'm going to show some video. I'm going to show a little boy getting a bag put over his head by the police. And I want to know what you guys think about that too. So I got to go, Facebook. You know, it was good. And I'll be back in about an hour. But for now, vámonos a la casa.
The broadcast of Facebook Live has stopped.
Has stopped. All right. We good. All right. Cool. Yeah, and that fast, things start running more efficiently. All right, you guys. So I'm going to get back to it. Just got to wait to see what happens. Yes, Whiskey to Don, we definitely got to wait to see what happened. But it seemed like they just putting a whole lot. R. Kelly got he got charges on top of charges on top of charges. Then they hit him with child support, then some more charges. And now today, it's like when you listen to it, it's like the more hellacious it sounds as it goes. Now they're talking about forcible sexual assault against teenagers. 13 through 16 years old. Let me get my screen shared up. We're about to go over something else. I'm gonna need you guys to watch this. This is definitely something that I could use your screen. I'm reading and talking at the same time. I could definitely use your opinion on. Now, this story isn't brand new. It happened some time ago, but the video has come back out and people are talking about it. There's a little boy. He got a bag put over his head. For real, I'm not talking like bag lady. No, I'm talking about a real bag on his head. Let me share the screen. Yeah, I mean. Show you what I'm seeing so we could go over it. Let me make sure the sound good too. You got to listen to it as well. That's why I had to stop the feed on Facebook because this would drag profusely if I tried to hold both of those programs going at the same time. So without further ado, check it out.
Why you want to talk to me?
Come here, what do you want?
Whoa.
Turn around. Turn around, I said.
You're welcome.
What is I'm under arrest for?
Hey, you want to help me, or?
Yes.
What is I'm under arrest for?
Hey.
Just relax, dude.
Hold on, bud.
What is I'm under arrest for?
Just
What is
relax.
I'm under arrest for?
Dude, look, if you
What is
resist,
I'm
it's
under
going to
arrest
be a
for?
problem.
What is I'm
Stop
under arrest
resisting
for?
and you're going to be a problem. Just relax.
What is I'm under arrest for?
No, you're gonna have to do it.
No, I'm gonna.
Just
Relax, dude.
What's he do? What do you
What
do?
did I do?
He
Yeah,
has
tell me that.
handling and he's been having
Tell me
people buy
that.
shit for him over in the
What did I do?
Walgreens.
relax.
just
Dude.
tried to
Why
tell
did
you
you
something.
relax? Relax.
Hold on.
Relax.
But this shit is
Haven't
tight.
buy stuff for him? Why did you gotta get this far?
Here. Relax, dude. If
Hey,
you resist, you're going to
calm down,
it's gonna
alright?
be a
Alright, watch out,
problem.
bro.
Hey, no.
Alright, watch out. Let me go.
We're not letting you, bud. Calm down.
He's notorious for being around here, trespassing on the properties.
Hey, what is your
I've been doing nothing.
Hey, bud. Hey. You alright?
Either
He was
trespassing on
chasing me
properties
all over there.
to be
Carnival.
back to his parents, something.
No, you
Take
been
care of it.
chasing me, bro. You know that's a goddamn
What's your
lie.
name? How old are you?
Man, what the fuck? That's what I'm trying to find out.
He doesn't. What do you mean? If you know, call his friends. You can't do that.
Yeah, you can't do this.
What's your name?
Hey,
Hey,
you can't do this.
Hey.
You can't.
What's your name and your badge number?
Let me go.
Let
Let me go.
No,
I got it.
What's your name and your badge? Yeah, go get him. You can't do this.
Go on,
You
my
gonna
boy.
have
Hey. Stop. Hey. Look.
I don't care. Let me go.
Doing this to a minor.
Let me go.
In the back of the car.
Remember, you
No,
guys
you're
are doing
not.
this to a minor.
I ain't do nothing to you.
Remember that. You guys
I
are
ain't do
doing
nothing
this to
to
a
you.
minor. It doesn't matter. You guys are doing this to a little ass
I don't
kid.
care.
His parents should
Charles
be here.
21. Can we get one more?
You guys shouldn't be
Yeah.
touching on him like
Listen
that.
to my parents should be here. What is you doing? What the fuck is you doing,
Dude,
bitch?
that's fucking it. You just spit on me.
That's it? Yeah, I spit on your bitch. How you like that shit?
Hey, watch out. Watch out. Don't be choking him like that. What are you doing?
We're not choking him.
Put your hands off his neck, bro. What are you doing?
Stop kicking.
Stop.
Fucking hands off his neck. You can't be doing that shit.
Get back, sir.
Yo,
Back
don't
up.
touch me. Don't touch me.
Back up.
Don't touch me. Don't touch me.
I will arrest you for
Don't touch me. For what? For what?
in my scene,
For
dude.
what? For what? What
Back
can
up.
you arrest me for? For what? What can you arrest me for?
I don't care. I don't want your bitch ass to get her, bitch. Do something. Fuck. You're not.
Come on, come down. Get him on the ground.
Fucking racist ass bitch.
21. Start my other unit code, please.
Police retarded bitch. You ain't got no right to be doing this shit. You ain't got no right. No rights. No rights. Come on now. Come on now. Come on now. What is you doing?
Spit on me. Okay.
Yeah, I spit on your bitch ass. You know why? Cause
Hey, hey. You need to calm down, dude.
No, I don't get to calm
Calm
shit. Get
down,
the fuck
okay?
off me.
Spit mask, dude.
Yeah, I spit on you.
I know you.
Yeah, I spit on.
How
I
old is
spit
this
on your
kid?
punk ass.
kid?
Bro.
How old is he? Yeah, he is just a little terrorizer. Look at that. He spit on me like 3 times in the face.
Yes,
On me, in the face, so.
In your face, bitch.
That escalated. I did not need to go this way.
Oh, what the
Alright, we
fuck?
need to get him in the car.
I spit on your bitch ass too.
So he's kicking his feet.
Alright, let me up, bro.
We max restrained child.
Huh?
We max restrained child.
Just hold on.
Yeah, I know.
Let's just slow it down.
I know. I'm hurting right now.
I can't fucking breathe, bro.
Alright. Hey,
I can't breathe.
turn him over.
I can't breathe, nigga.
There you go.
Alright, let me get up, bro.
No.
Hold on. You're not getting up yet. Stay on the fucking floor. Bro, take this bag off my head. Take this bag off my head.
Sit up. Sit up.
Take this bag off my head.
Hey, if I sit you up, are you gonna kick me?
Take this bag off my head.
I cannot. You're spitting at me, bud.
Bro, take this bag off my head.
Back them up. Hey, we're staying right here, bud. Stand right here.
Get this bag off my head.
We're not removing it. We tried to. He kept
I'm
kicking
not
it.
gonna spit.
I spit in my face 3 times. You want help?
Bro, get the bag off my head.
It's not coming off, Jose.
I'm not gonna say nothing, bro.
Come on, we're gonna sit in the car.
I won't get this shit off my head.
Come on, have a seat.
Alright, let me go.
Don't kick
Let
me.
go.
Put your-
Let me go. I will kick your bitch ass in your face.
All right, hey, what do you guys think about that? What do you guys think about that? Oh, let me stop this sound. What do you guys think about that? Now, I did notice as I watched it, when they reference a bag, first thing comes to your head is a plastic bag. But when I looked up close, when they showed it up close, it looked like a bag, like it was like it had holes in it. Looked like the bag, it almost looked like a cloth, not like a plastic bag to where it would suffocate you. But hey, Drew, you say I would be in jail if that was my son. What you want him to do? Little man was spitting. He spit on her 4 times. He spit in her face 4 times. And then said, yeah, I spit. Yeah, he called her a B. He said, yeah, I spit in your face. You like it? How you like that? Then told another officer, yeah, I spit in her face. I'll do it again. What they supposed to do? Like really, let's say an unruly situation like that, What is the officer supposed to do? What is he supposed to do? I need some solutions to this one. What are they supposed to do? He's spitting in their face. He kicking them. He going crazy. And look, you know the crazy part? He was talking nuts even with the bag on his face. He didn't slow down none. They put the bag on his face and he was still turned up. Juice said, don't send a white female. Ugh. They're grabbing and being rough. But he wouldn't be still. He was trying to break away. And look, and the backstory is, let me get a backstory too. He was running and a security officer was chasing him. A security guard was chasing him. A police officer saw the chase, jumped on the chase, and once they caught him, they tried to apprehend the little boy, and the little boy wouldn't let him. And see, now, let me find it. Now the mom is actually asking for an apology. I haven't seen it yet get escalated to asking for money. Let me see. Ask for apology. Yeah, she asked for apology. He can't breathe, but he yelling. Jude, did he steal something? I can't be honest with you and say I tried to look into it and see, but I can't find out. Now, what I have heard is that he's known for stealing stuff. And so that's why they were chasing him. But I can't tell you whether he stole something or not. I would not even lie to you. That'd be wrong of me to do. Let me see. So yeah. Hold up. Let's see what moms had to say. But hey, he was going wild though, Jew. What you do with somebody going wild like that? Step back, let him run out of energy. What's the deal? And remember, Tamar Rice got shot for a whole lot less in a whole lot less time. I'm not trying to be funny. I'm being so for real. He spit in her face 4 times. Then said, look, B, I'll do it again.
Tonight, cell phone video is going viral of a 12-year-old boy being detained by Sacramento police with an officer putting a spit mask over his head. Police say the officers on scene followed standard policy in detaining the boy, who's facing a charge of spitting at officers. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Tony Lopez.
And I'm Sherman Roget. Tonight, the mother of that boy is demanding an apology from the Sacramento Police Department for how they handled her son.
Can you guys hear the sound?
It shouldn't have got this far, you know, and I want justice. I want justice for African-American girls and boys.
CBS 13's Steve Large is live at Sacramento Police headquarters with this mother's emotional plea and how police are explaining this video. Steve?
Yeah, I had the opportunity to talk to this mother who was in tears today and says all she's looking for right now is a simple sorry from the police for how her 12-year-old was treated. The police are saying they're reviewing the incident. Cell phone video captures a 12-year-old boy detained by Sacramento police, calling for mom. Moments later, as the 12-year-old is walked toward a squad car, video appears to show an officer.
We saw this. Let's hear what mom have to say one more time so we can hear where the mother is coming from. So we can see what mom's had
over his head. Police say the officers on scene followed standard policy in detaining the boy, who's facing a charge of spitting at officers. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Tony Lopez.
And I'm Sherman Roget. Tonight, the mother of that boy is demanding an apology from the Sacramento Police Department for how they...
It shouldn't have got this far, you know, and I want justice. I want justice for African-American girls and boys.
CBS 13's Steve Large is live at Sacramento Police headquarters with this mother's emotional plea and how police are explaining this video. Steve?
Yeah, I had the opportunity to talk to this mother who was in tears today and says all she's looking for right now is a simple sorry from the police for how her 12-year-old was treated. The police are saying they're reviewing the incident. Cell phone video captures a 12-year-old boy detained by Sacramento police, calling for mom. Moments later, as the 12-year-old is walked toward a squad car, video appears to show an officer wiping her face. The officers then put the 12-year-old on his stomach, handcuffed, while another officer takes out a spit mask and places it over his head.
It's just every parent's nightmare.
It's that spit mask that's become a focus of the 12-year-old's family. Latoya Downs is the 12-year-old's mother and says officers' treatment of her son was degrading.
Degrading. He was angry. He didn't know why it was on him.
That's him.
It was
right
degrading
there.
at that point, and he was scared. He didn't know. He didn't know what to expect.
What we do know is that the subject spit on the face of our officer.
Sacramento Police spokesperson Vance Chandler says the police department is reviewing how officers handled the arrest and that using a spit mask, this mesh netting material, is standard operating policy.
What about the fact that he was 12 years old? Does the age play a factor in determining whether or not that action is taken by an officer?
Well, all that plays a factor. You know, all the circumstances that they faced during this incident, all of those play a factor.
The incident comes as the Sacramento police overhaul force-related policies within the department following the Stephon Clark shooting. Attorney Mark T. Harris, who works for the Ben Crump law firm handling the Clark case, is representing the 12-year-old's family.
I've never heard a situation where a 12-year-old child had a bag placed over his head. I don't care what they call it, a spit propulsion repulsing device. They can call it whatever they want. A bag is a bag is a bag.
A family asking police to apologize. So far, the police department says their officers were simply following procedures. And the family says this all started when this 12-year-old boy was asked to put something in a family friend's car. When he did that, a private security guard thought he was behaving suspiciously. The family has hired an attorney. That attorney says he's still gathering information.
You hear that, Jew? That's the reason that his family gave. That's the reason that his family gave. One thing I think that they're messing up on, though, they keep calling it a bag when it's mesh netting. If they say we put mesh netting on a little boy's head that spit on a police officer 4 times. Yeah, if they say we put mesh netting on a little boy's head who spit. Why does it keep coming on? Once again, if they said we put mesh netting over the head of a 12-year-old who spit at an officer 4 times, I think the perception of it would be a little bit different. What do you guys think? Do you guys think that the word bag changes your perception? Salik YFL, what's up, Salik? Yeah, bro. Let me see. Yeah, bro. These spit masks are used to prevent spitting and biting, which in this case was necessary. All right. Judas, that kid was out of line. He wasn't in line. Okay, Salik. PC Penal Code 242 could be confused. Could be considered assault and battery. This deals with spitting. However, the law is broad. Okay, Salik, with the Penal Code. One time. Yeah, I don't know. I think they're messing up by calling it a bag. And then even the lawyer made sure to call it a bag. And when you emphasize bag, it kind of sounds a different way. And then when they say it's mesh netting, you know, you think a little different. When you hear bag, you think of suffocating, not being able to breathe, getting hot, torturous conditions. But when you say a mesh netted material, I think that sounds a little bit different. I do look, hey, Drew, you mentioned mental illness. Now, whether he had mental illness or not, that's something that I believe police officers should have the ability to pick up on. And I do think over the amount of time that they did try to detain him and try to arrest him was plenty of time to figure out if he had a mental illness. But I talked about Pamela Turner last week. She was killed by a police officer in Baytown, Texas. She had a mental illness, but the police officer knew she had a mental illness and still killed her. That's a completely different story, in my opinion, thus far, based on the information given. I think little man was just wilding out. You know what I'm saying? He was kicking and spitting. It looked like he done watched too many videos. He watching them videos, but what he got to realize is, hey, them people still end up in La Clinca. You dig? They still end up in La Clinca. So let me go ahead and go to the next story. Guys, let me know what you think. Sleek, what's up? You got a minute? You want to jump on? Let me know if you got a minute. I'm going to send you a link. I'm about to talk about this article from Forbes. All right. Let me share real quick. Got this article from Forbes. Screen went black and voila. Wrong screen. We're going to talk a little bit now about wealth inequality. You know, I know we've been moving around a little bit. We went from R. Kelly to spit bags to wealth. R. Kelly to spit bags to wealth. I bet you I could find a way to put that all together somehow. R. Kelly should have used the spit bag to protect his wealth. All right, let's see. Scroll down a little bit, make sure we got it over here. Make sure we got it over here. What the deal is. Oh, man, my brother and sisters are group texting me right in the middle of a show. I'm about to group text them. Y'all watch this. That's how it go, man. My family, they don't care what you're doing. If they got a question to ask, they gonna ask you. I could be at the pearly gates, and my sister would call me and be like, "Hey, you see my shoes?" I could be at the pearly gates. Hey, you didn't see my call yesterday? You feel me? So let me get back to this real quick. Would you say, Judas, little kids spit on me? I might take a belt off and teach him a lesson. You might teach him a lesson. Yeah, I've heard people say that spitting on someone is the lowest form of denigration. To spit on someone, and then too, look, hold on, let me stop this screen real quick. Getting back to the little kid spitting, I'm gonna ask straight up. What about his home training? Look, I got picked on by the police. I got arrested. I got harassed by the police. I ain't never spit on the police. I didn't spit on the police out of sheer fear of what had happened. If I knew I could spit on the police and they'd put a mesh bag on my head and they wasn't going to whoop me and beat me down and maybe possibly kill me, I might have. Yeah. But real talk, in that situation, like, what about home training? What about training? Like, how many people watching this, are you confident or do you think that your kid would spit in a police officer's face, even if the police officer wasn't in the right? See, I don't know if the police officer was actually in the right or in the wrong for engaging the child. But what I do know is, like I said, security started chasing the child started running. Then police seen the security chasing the child, and they start chasing the security, caught up to the child. And then when they caught up to the child, they tried to detain him, and he start wilding out. And then he spit on an officer and then said, "Yeah, B, I spit on you. How you like it?" And he said it multiple times. He called her a B and said, "I spit on you again." But like I said, I think the biggest mistake that's being made is when they say a spit bag. People think that it's a literal bag. People think it's a literal bag. And sometimes when you get that image in your head, because when I first heard about it, I was like, they put a kid in a bag? I thought like a grocery bag, like a Kroger's bag or a Stater Brothers bag. That's the first thing that came to my mind. Here, let me find a picture and just show the people what it looked like if they just jumped in. And I'm gonna jump over to the next story here in a half a second. In a half a second. I put kid in spit bag, and they got a lot of kids in spit bags. Well, not kids in spit bags, but people detained in a spit bag. Yeah, boy. Let me show y'all what that looked like real quick before I proceed and continue. Oh, man. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. That looks horrible. It does look horrible. It does look horrible. When you get a little bit of context, I don't think it's gonna change everybody's perception of it, but it did change mine. I'm gonna be 100 with you. Be 100 with you. So let me go ahead and move on to this next story real quick. Let me keep it moving like an 18-wheeler rolling downhill with no brakes. Get back to it. We're going to talk a little bit about inequality. Like I said, we talked about R. Kelly, a spit bag, now income inequality. And I found a way to put it together. If R. Kelly would have wore a spit bag, it might have helped his income inequality. All right, so let me see. Let me get to it. I got this out of Forbes, and it came out March 21st, 2019. Income inequality or spending inequality, which tells us more. Thought this was very interesting. When it comes to the gap between the world's rich and the world's poor nations, income inequality doesn't quite capture the enormity of the problem. Looking at what people spend rather than what they make does more to show you why the gap between the rich and the poor is likely to remain a wide one for a long time to come. Here's what Americans spend yearly on admittedly oddball selection of products and services. The per person per year figures are based on the total U.S. population of 327 million. So they jumbled everybody together for these numbers. And so if the number don't fit you exactly, it's because they took an average of everybody in America. Turn, 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 turn. So now I don't think it's quite accurate for every demographic, but as a country, this is what's going on. So we're going to go over a couple of these, then we're going to get back into the story a little bit. Pets and supplies, $69.5 billion a year, and that equals $212.53 per person a year. Housekeeping services, $18.4 billion a year, $56.26 a year. Now, see, that's when I was talking about demographics. I spend $0 on housekeeping services. We do our own workarounds here. Cosmetic, perfumes, bath products, $23.76 billion a year. So that's $72.66 a year per person. Let me see. Alcoholic beverages. We talking about that liquor. Get you a little tippy. $67.66 billion a year on liquor. That's $206.91. And to me, that estimate is a little low. if you know the cats that I know. Just a little bit low. All right. Food away from home, $423 billion, $1,293.58 a year per person. Entertainment, $396 billion a year, $1,211 per person. All right, see, that's why I say the alcohol don't match up. Because alcohol, if people spending $206 on alcohol and $1,200 on entertainment, I think most people take the alcohol to the entertainment. So I think the alcoholic number should be a little higher. But like I said, this is Forbes, and we're going to go off of their accounting. Personal trainers for 18 through 65-year-olds, $40.5 billion. It's $196.60 based on 206 million people in that age group. Wow. Oh, and that's another stat I didn't know. So there's 206 million people in the age group of 18 and 65. Huh. Okay. Out of 336 million people. All right. Nice little stat. Toys, $30 billion. That's $91.74 a person. Lawn care, that's $40 billion. It's $122.32 per person. And again, remember, they average this out across from everybody. So if there's your neighbor don't have lawn care, but you do, they average it together. Chocolate, $16 billion. $49 a person on that chocolate. Bottled water, $11 billion. $33.64 per person. Gambling, shake the dice, $36 billion. $110.09 per person. Tattoos, getting tatted up. I seen a brother today, he had tats all on his face. $2 billion. $6.12 a person. I'm sure he spent well over $6 on them tattoos. So that's what they say we spend our money on. Let's see. Let's start with the $11 billion Americans spend on bottled water. $33.64 for every woman, man, and child in the U.S. There are currently about 730 million people in the world who live on $1.90 per day. The World Bank's lowest poverty threshold. For such $1.90 per day person to spend $33.64 per year on bottled water would mean the equivalent of over 17 days of income for some water. Wow. The IMF, and I think that stands for the International Monetary Fund. Somebody let me know if I'm right, if I'm wrong. The IMF currently ranks the U.S. as number 12 in the world in terms of per capita income measured in purchasing power parity, PPP, for a total of $62,518. And again, you guys got to remember they took these numbers from everybody. So your numbers are mixed in with Oprah's numbers, and that's how they came up with the average. This is an average daily person purchase power of $171.28, which makes the $33.64 on bottled water the equivalent of 5 hours of income. So they're saying we all basically spend 5 hours of work on bottled water per year. This is 82 times less than what the poorest people on the planet would spend, indeed, if they were inclined to buy bottled water in the first place. See what I'm saying? He threw that out there about how a lot of other people aren't even buying bottled water. All right. I guess I ain't no good. He make me feel bad. I throw that one away. Toss that one. Toss that one. Toss that one. Toss that one. Look, mama, at least I'm drinking my water. Bottled water is not bottled water is not a necessity in the United States. Okay. Some might even argue that it's a fad, if not an outright luxury. After all, since the late 1930s, almost every American can get potable water by turning on the faucets in their homes. For the poorest people in the third world, however, even remote access to water points is a luxury. For the fact that the World Bank's poverty threshold for water access is based on how long you have to walk to get it. If you have to walk 30 minutes or more to get water, then you rank amongst the very poorest, which is the case for the majority of the people in countries like Sierra Leone and Guinea. Wow. So they got to walk 30 minutes to get their water, and I'm over here with a desk full of water. Unappreciative. That's what I'm getting out of it. I was talking loud real quick. Talking out loud. Let me scroll down. If you say you have to walk 28 minutes to get water, you are considered better off. And we are talking about just water, period. Clean water is another matter. Even in the rising star, high growth economy like Ethiopia, only 24% of the people have access to clean water. Worldwide, about 650 million people, roughly 8.5% of the world's people, have no access to clean water. Not some access, keyword, no access to clean water. And thus they have to drink dirty water or spend precious money boiling it, or spend up to 50% of their income buying it from sellers who deliver it in anything from tank trucks to donkey carts and tin cans. All right. Scroll down. Water is contaminated. Yes, indeed. Tell that to Flint. You never lied, Gregory Hayes. You never lied, Pete. You missed it, Pete. We were talking about the little boy they put in a spit bag. All right. Now look at what Americans spend eating out. The U.S. Bureau of Labor and Statistics, the BLS, consumer expenditures data show that on the average customer unit in the U.S. spends $3,260 per year on food away from home. This is eating out. The fact 44% of all the money we spend on food is eating out. Wow. So they say 40 on the average, 44% of all of our money on food is going to McDonald's. Well, not always McDonald's, but eating out. Wow. So we spending a whole bunch of money eating out. A customer unit is defined by any household of two or more persons who share in decisions about expenditures, which is roughly equivalent to the household. And the BLS says that there are 120.7 million such customer units in the US. In third world, a household is likely to be larger, so it takes a conservative average of 4 persons. A 4-person household in a third world country at the poverty threshold of $1.90 per day would have $277 per year in total income, which is 85% of what U.S. consumers spend per year just going out to eat. So basically saying in third world countries, they don't even make a year what U.S. consumers spend on food in a year. So their total economics, well, their total income from a year averages less than what the United States spend on fast food alone. To put it another way, the amount we spend on going out to eat is 4.5 times greater than the per capita purchasing power of one person in Central Africa Republic. PPP income, $712. According to the IMF, the per capita purchasing power parity income of the richest 15 countries combined in 2018 was that's billion. No, that was 1,191,261. In contrast, the combined total for the 15 poorest countries was 20,929, a mere 1.75% of the total of the 15 richest countries, or 57 times less. Is that why they be like, wasteful Americans? They be like, you fat, wasteful Americans. Is waste creating hate? Are we just really gluttonous as a country? Look, like I said, brother and sister still over here text messaging, group text messages while I'm doing my thing. Had to give them a piece of my mind. All right, let me scroll down a little more. Scroll down a little bit more. Yeah, so basically saying that we waste a lot of money. By far, the largest category of spending for the poor, poor of the third world is food. In Honduras, for example, 58% of household spending is for food. In Bangladesh, it's 55%. Compared to that, the 13% Americans spend on food, both eating out and at home. And of course, if we did not spend 44% of our total food budget going out to eat, it would be considerably less. In short, while a big percentage of U.S. food consumption is luxury, in poor countries, food consumption is about survival. Saying we spoiled, y'all. Hey, 3 T's was happening. You know, I missed it. We talking about R. Kelly. He got some new charges, not a new song, unless he's calling it charges. We talked about the little boy who got the spit bag put over his head, but they should really call it the spit mesh cloth. And now we're talking about some of these wealth inequalities. And I thought about this because Prince Gregory Hayes and Robert Kelly and I, Greeland, we've been talking about this Salik, we've been talking about these subjects for a little while, so it piqued my interest when I saw this. So again, that last paragraph is talking about how in the United States, most of the stuff we eat is for luxury, and food consumption in third world countries is for survival. We have become so used to the way we spend money that we don't think of much of our spending as luxury spending. But relatively speaking, it is. Pets and pet supplies, housekeeping services, personal trainers, cosmetics, toys, lawn care, and chocolate. See, and that's why I say, you guys, you got to remember that when they did this, they took the numbers and they averaged every American together. So don't say this ain't me, because I know a lot of these things aren't me. Personal trainers, housekeeping services. No, my personal trainer is myself. You got to get up, get out, and get something. Housekeeping services, my kids. What you mean? What you think you thought? You know what I'm saying? Chocolate, I don't eat chocolate. I rarely eat chocolate. I do spend on lawn care. But yeah, but either way it go, This isn't just about one person as an individual. It's about the collective as a country. Let me go on. Just these 7 categories amount to $238.16 billion of spending per year. Wow, chocolate, pets, house cleaning, and trainers? In the wrong business. Which is more than 11 times the total per capita purchasing power income of the world's 15 poorest countries combined. That's 20,929. So just based on, let me go up these over here again. So based off of pets and pet supplies, housekeeping services, personal trainers, cosmetic, toys, lawn care, and chocolate, we spend more of those things than the purchasing power per capita of the 15 poorest countries combined. Wow. It also happens to be 14 times greater than the entire foreign aid budget of the U.S. Agency for International Development fiscal year of 2019. You fat Americans. Is this why you fat Americans? Prince Gregory, you love housekeeping? Sound like you need to go in business. Sounds like you need to go in business. The point here is not to make us hang our heads in guilt. It's too late. It's not to make us hang our head in guilt, but about the differences in what and how and the poorest spend our money. The table at the top of the piece is a partial picture of who we are, and we are unlikely to change much, nor should we. I'm saying we shouldn't change. We should enjoy being fat, lazy Americans. And to be sure, not all poor countries' spending is about necessity and survival. Some third world spending is habits and customs, like many of ours, do not always make rational sense. In many countries in Asia, Africa, and Latin America, death and marriage trigger major expenses that put the poor into debt. Well, that's the same thing here. Weddings and funerals cost a fortune. But I digress. While we spend a lot on weddings, we tend to match these expenses with our income. Who? I'm sorry if I'm just subjecting with this a lot. Who? Like, oh yeah, I have to remember that this is the average of everybody. So let me stop interjecting. If you are rich, a $2 million wedding is no big deal. But in most of the third world, very poor people spend money implies that their income on weddings cannot afford. They do not feel they have much choice. Lavish weddings are seen as a necessary part of their culture. Kind of like prom. I seen a story floating around. Let me scroll up. I saw a story floating around about how poor households spend more money on prom than affluent households, which is no surprise. I think that's just how it goes. So yeah, some of these things are just culture. All right. Likewise, high burial expenses are so tied to custom and culture that there are informal saving groups and traditional burial societies that the poorest invest in so as to have the money available when a relative dies. Is that like life insurance? These monies spent could be, of course, better used. All right. Again, these illustrations are not meant as judgments. Now he want to say that. I feel terrible. Feel terrible. Rather, by focusing on spending with numbers we don't normally use. The aim is to make more visible the gap between our way of life and the other world's poorest. That gap is so wide that it may be not possible for the poorest countries to begin to catch up with even the moderately well off in the near future. It's quite like that. Many of the world's poorest understand this better than we do. And that's why so many sacrifice their lives to get riches, to get their riches, to get to a richer country. All right. I'm saying, yeah, that's why a lot of people try to come here. In other words, is because of all the vast riches. Again, here goes a chart of things that we spend money on. Now, I don't know how I feel about this whole chart, because when they talking about a wedding, the example was, if you have $2 million, or if you're rich, a $2 million wedding isn't that expensive. Well, most people don't got $2 million. You know what I'm saying? Most people don't got that much. Most people don't got that much, but I did think that it was a very interesting topic. I thought it was interesting to talk about. You did? Thought it was interesting to talk about. What you guys think? Trey Hay, what's happening, Trey Hay? Trey Hay, what's the deal? Gregory Hayes. How many of these other countries have people going bankrupt because medical expenses? Okay, Prince, we might have to look that up. That might be a whole topic to talk about. What they in there talking about, 3 T's? What y'all got going on? What Trey say that was funny? I'm with the ha-has and he-he's. What's good? What's good? Chilling, fam. Good. I'm glad you chilling, man. Glad you safe, healthy. Hope you guys having a wonderful day. Hope you guys having a wonderful day. Gregory Hayes. I told my family they could just cremate me and spread my ashes in the faces of my haters. So what they gonna do, Prince? They gonna walk up to him and be like, hey, hey, hey. Oh, P say he gonna blow his ashes at his haters one time. Here, take this. Take this. All right, I'm gonna roll on to the next story. Like I said, I be rolling downhill like an 18-wheeler with no brakes. All gas. We're gonna move on. I'm gonna go to the next story that I wanted to talk about today. Let me set it up real quick. Governor Polis signs multiple criminal justice reform bills into law. The new law helps convicts apply for jobs in colleges, vote, and even earn a scholarship. All right. Go ahead and get into this, and I'm gonna play it for you. I'm gonna give it to you with the sound. I'm gonna let the corporate news describe this one to you. And again, right now, when we got so much going on, sometimes we need to hear about some other things going on. Maybe something positive every here and there. So let me scroll on. You got to scroll on. All right. Let me share this screen with you guys. Let you hear what I hear. Let you see what I see. Hey, if you guys can, hit the like button. Somebody told me that when people like it, YouTube start putting it in the algorithm a little more.
This was a day to celebrate the work behind the bills that now become the law.
The governor came to our house to sign bills that impact our work and our population.
At Second Chance Center.
We're a reentry hub. So we're here to support men and women coming home from incarceration. I did 18 years in Colorado prisons.
After time served for an armed robbery, founder and executive director Hassan Latif knows from experience how tough it can be to start over.
And we're telling them your life can be different if you just commit to doing some things differently.
Governor Polis signed several bills Tuesday designed to help. One allows people on parole to be able to vote, something Latif said he had been eager to do.
Because it said to me that I was truly a part of this thing and not on the sidelines anymore with my citizenship.
Another bill prohibits employers from asking about criminal history on the initial job application.
You could actually get a chance to tell your own story, to look an employer in the eye and say, I'm ready to work.
Each stroke of the pen followed by applause. Inside Second Chance Center, second chances got a little easier.
And what you saw today with the bill signings at Second Chance Center was a result of people going down there to the Capitol and allowing their voices to be heard, and their voices actually mattering, and seeing that it does.
Jennifer Meckles, 9 News.
All right, you guys. There you have that. There you have that. Let me read a little bit of the news article. Let me read a little bit of the news article that came with it, give you guys just a little bit more detail. Let me give you just a little bit more detail. Who used to talk like that? Was it Fire Marshal Bill? What did Fire Marshal Bill used to say? Just a little. I forget what Fire Marshal Bill used to say. Let me get over here. They want to show me an ad, but I don't want to show you they ad. So just let me close that. All right. Let me tell you something. That's what Fire Marshal Bill said. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. So yeah, let me give you guys just a little more detail on this. It's a little more detail again. Governor Polis signs multiple criminal justice reform bills into law. I got this from news9.com in Colorado. All right. This was a significant day for criminal justice reform in Colorado as Governor Jared Polis signed in several new bills into law Tuesday. The legislation would help convicts apply to jobs, colleges, and vote, and even earn a scholarship. All right. Second Chance Center in Aurora hosted the signing event. It looked like the mayor, the governor, went to the hood. I mean, you know what I mean? We try to ease the transition changes and try to work with all kinds of them we think feed into behavioral patterns that cause people to run into problems with the judicial system. Latif, who also served 18 years in prison for armed robbery conviction, knows how tough it could be to start over. All right. Look, let me do a little skipping. I want to go down to some of the details. What they say, the devil's in the details. All right. HB 1025, sometimes called the Ban the Box Bill, prohibits employers from asking about an applicant's criminal history on the initial job application. All right. Now, I know that they said initial job application. So that means the second time you go in there, they're going to be like, you got a felony, you could go. I don't know. That might be wasting some time. You know, you might get that interview. But like the lady said, it gives you that face-to-face time. So I guess that could be a good thing. The quote says, you will no longer have the box on the initial application that asks if you have criminal history. Harold told the crowd, you can actually get a chance to tell your own story, to look an employer in the eyes and say, I'm ready to work. Booyah. All right. Let me see. Let me go down a little more, get to some more of these details. The devil is in the details. Yeah, P. Let me show you something. Let me show you something. HB 170, which limits how much college can ask you an applicant's criminal history before admission. Oh, okay. So that means you could get out the pen and go back to school. SB 191, which removes many of the fines and fees around bond and bail and requires courts to hold a bond hearing within 48 hours of a defendant arriving in jail, according to bill sponsor Representative Herod. Okay, I like it. I like it. First listen, first like. SB 231, which creates a scholarship for young people who were in a juvenile custody and want to pursue higher education. Okay, that's giving you some hope, giving you a way out, right? I like that. I like that. Let me scoot up. HB 1263, which reclassifies several existing drug felonies as drug misdemeanors, reduces fines and jail time for drug misdemeanors, and creates a grant program to fund drug courts and behavioral health treatment, according to a statement from Governor Polis. All right, they talking, they walking and talking. HB 1250, which expands the law around useful sexual conduct by peace officers. Whoa. Let me rewind that. HB 1250, which expands the law around unlawful sex conduct by peace officers. It's hard to prove that you didn't consent when the law enforcement officer uses their badge, lights, and authority and pull you over on the streets and says, have relations with me or you will go to jail, explained the bill sponsor, Representative Herod. Who is this Representative Herod? You a round of applause, putting the legislation on the books to slow down the popo for misusing their power. I like it. Y'all let me know if you don't like it. Let me know if I'm missing something. Representative Harold. So no, we made it very clear. This is not allowed. Not here in Colorado. So they stopping police from harassing people using their power for sex, and they letting them smoke weed in Colorado. Colorado is about to see an influx of people. Colorado is about to see an influx of people. Wow. Gregory A says, this is great, man. I'm really proud of them. You know what? On first glance, and that was my first time reading it, I saw the headline. I figured that I'd talk about it. First glance, that does sound really good. It does sound really good. Even the part where I first read it and I was a little skeptical about it, where it removes the box, but they could still not hire you for having a felony on your second visit. But as the statement said in the article, this is true, but it gives you time and it gives you a face-to-face to be able to explain yourself. So many times. Let me turn that off. I don't want to talk about somebody getting shot. Not today. Not right now. All right. And so, yeah, I do know that box could really hinder a lot of people from getting jobs. Good people. There's a lot of people who got felonies on their record to where if they could afford a lawyer, it wouldn't have been a felony, or wrong place, wrong time, or sometimes it just wasn't even something that happened. But a lot of times with plea bargaining and the way that goes, people cop the cases and stuff that they didn't even do. So being able to come and articulate yourself in front of an employer, I think is good. And I also think it's good that they're going to make colleges not be able to look so far into somebody's criminal history because, again, it's not giving them any type of second chance. So I like what they doing. I like what they doing. I like it a lot. In fact, I like it a lot. What's going on with you guys? Talk to me. I talk back. Talk to me. I talk back. We got some good things coming up on Soapbox Heroes for you guys this week. I hope that you guys participating. I hope that you guys want to be a part. I mean, this is fun for me. I'm going to do it whether you got it or not. But if you can, spread the word. Let some people know what we're doing. The other night, yesterday night, if you didn't get a chance, we did a story about Ocean Wright, a little girl who was viciously abused, attacked, and lost her life in the hands of her biological father's girlfriend, who they claimed was his wife at the time. So we did a story on that. We had her family, we had her stepdad, who was literally her dad, come on and talk about it, talk about what was going on, let you know where the case is as of now. It happened 2 years ago, and the case is just still kind of in limbo. The father was in the Army, so the Army is trying to shield him and keep it on the low. CPS didn't let the biological mother know what was happening, so CPS is trying to keep it on the low. So they're going through a whole bunch of things, just trying to get the truth to be told. All right. So, hey, you guys, my name is Tyrone Irvin. I'm going to leave you guys with this. If you guys can, go check out my boy. His name is Name Brand. His music is super, super dope. Go purchase it. Apple's, iTunes, however you buy your music, buy this. Just Soapbox Heroes. I'm out of here. Check him out.
All the real ones. I had juice in the town, they say they down for me. Weird people around, they say they down for me. The one stuck on the ground, they're talking down on me. Why they got the whole blame coming down on me? All my ones in the E, yeah, they been down for me. All my ones in the beach, yeah, they been down for me. Till the money go down, now they ain't down for me. Shit feel like the whole ceiling coming down on me. LA signed my deal, now they say we on. Can't wait to celebrate when I make it home. We finally got the bread, let's make a toast. Fly nigga with the bag, no carry-on. Carrying on and my pockets deep as oil. But money's the root and my fingers deep in soil. Yellow watch with the crown logo to feel royal. To get the approval from a crew who ain't even loyal. Man, they just need employment. Think I need a moment by myself cause I got one too many demons on me. Or one too many niggas in my Twitter feed trolling. Trying to get to me or get a beat from Siege. I see the coercion. Witchcraft in the league, I seen them performing. But all the homies show it late, that Jimmy and Conan. Well, I'm too busy buying Yeezy, Adidas, and Jordans. Phony trying to get ahead, but he ain't McConan, no. But say it ain't no money there. And all the cobras in your circle start becoming squares. Wonder when did my becoming start becoming theirs. Man, I swear I wish a nigga never had all the juice in the town. They say they down for me. Weird people around, they say they down for me. The one stuck on the ground, they're talking down on me. Why they got the whole blame coming down on me? All my ones in the E, yeah, they been down for me. All my ones in the beach, yeah, they been down for me. Till the money go down, now they ain't down for me. Shit feel like the whole ceiling coming down on me. Let me man up and get down to it. They'll take an angle if you let them get around to it. Or try to emulate your sound, gotta soundproof it. Then clowns say that ain't a sound, oh they sound stupid. Or they sound muted. Cause phonies wanna have my life except the shit I went through. The paper make them go vagina, now they tryna dick you. I read it like a magazine, now we got an issue. And everybody that was suited ain't gon' probably fit you. No, I tell them shoot, yeah that probably fit you. On my collar, but I ain't got no tie with you. They ran me to the ground, now I'm way tired with it. You know I'm committed to the feeling, how real is that? Feel like a secretary, I only deliver facts. If you knew how many daggers I had to dig out my back. Niggas go deep in their feelings when they not feeling the stats. Yeah. Just wanna spend them bills, they don't wanna build with you. Wanna get the game, they don't run the drills with you. It got all revealed when I lost the deal. Made me realize a nigga never had any juice in the town. Say they down for me. New people around who say they down for me. One stuck on the ground, he talking down on me. Why they got the whole blame coming down on me? On my ones in the E, yeah, they been down for me. On my ones in the beach, yeah, they been down for me. When the money ain't up, who gon' be down for you? Who gon' be down for you?
Once again, you guys, that's Name Brand. Go check him out. NMBRND. That song is called Ceilings. And like Name said, when the money get low, who gonna be down with you? Feel like the whole thing coming down